Real quick, what's the difference between an abstract and an introduction for a research paper?
An abstract is the basic overview of what, including like the conclusion and the research findings and everything. The introduction introduces the idea of what the research paper is going to be about. So you see the abstract if you're just looking for the paper up online on like PubMed. But if you go actually into it, that's when you check the introduction, and that's kind of like, here's the exposition for why we did this thing.
How much science have you done in your life?
I've done a fair amount of science. I think I've done probably more science than the average bloke, you know what I mean?
Wait, so you started as a minion?
I started as a minion, and then I got robbed.
No, you didn't. There's no robber.
No.
How do you know there's not the
saying
robber?
that someone is not the robber, because then if you say that you're not the robber, then
Right,
you're
there's
able to say
incentive
that
to
I am
not
the
say.
minion, I can help out the werewolves.
So there might be a robber. If they are, they wouldn't say because they're the minion
Exactly.
What
now.
did you say?
Oh, I get it!
Now, in a research paper, do you also give away the result in the introduction?
Well, you want to get people to get involved. No, in the
Right.
introduction you don't. In the abstract, you want to give the basic, like the big finding. So that way, if someone's like, "Hey, I'm into that. Let me try to recreate that with my own science abilities." They can go in and be like, "Hey, I know what I'm supposed to be looking for." Can you name all 7 sea turtle types?
I can't name one sea turtle type.
No?
No.
Not even one?
Giant?
I mean, maybe.
There's.
I don't. That's not an actual species.
Oh, okay.
That's just a modifier, I guess.
Yeah. Just.
Hey, that
he's
scientist.
not doing any more science.
That man's science days are over. That's what they said to me when I graduated Hopkins. Curse of scientific research is that very few people read it, and the only ones that do know a whole bunch about it already. But it seems like the curse for my kind of research is that I get a bunch of people who know a lot about the video games being very upset if I get anything wrong. Okay, actually, let me break this
Brian.
even more open. I
break it
actually was the robber, and I switched with you, and I was the werewolf, and then it got switched back, so now she's the werewolf, and we should kill her. Because that is the actual truth.
Julian says, "Get you a man who can name all 7 sea turtle types."
Right?
For example, using the scientific knowledge that you have earned, how's the science going so far here? In like, how would you rate their science?
Okay, so I would say their science. Now, granted, I just got involved as a fellow for sure, so I don't know everything about how they had originally set up the experiment. I would hope that, when I pushed that crystal, I was the experimental group and not the control group.
I was gonna say, yeah. What's the control in this situation?
The control group for that, I imagine, would be
not putting a big crystal in a laser beam,
or just like putting a big crystal in like a pool of water.
Okay.
That way you can really check the variables there. So it's like, I realized I shouldn't be pushing crystals into dimensional rifts. Is the idea. I guess. Now I've seen physics labs before.
Is this one?
You know what? It checks out. They got the big lights. They got the spinnies.
I
I stole
fucking
from
not.
this one, I did, and I was like, oh, if I play as the minion, then people won't kill me as the werewolf because I switched with someone.
No,
I can-
no,
that
I'm
means
the robber,
I can
right?
promise you
Wait,
that
no,
someone
I'm the
is the
robber.
werewolf now. Again,
No.
because, okay, let me walk
yeah,
it
no,
up
I'm
for
the-
you.
Let me
Let me walk it up for you.
let somebody more trustworthy.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You know Seer, you said she was the troublemaker.
Yes.
She is the troublemaker, okay? I knew I was the robber. After you saw something, I swapped with these two, I saw I was the werewolf, okay? At that point, I was like, alright, I gotta keep it chill for a bit. She swapped us back, though. Now she is the werewolf again, because I stole from her in the beginning. So she is definitely the werewolf. And this time I'm not just throwing Simone under the bus. There are, so it's like, but that's only if you're talking about leatherbacks. Bum 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 bum. There are 6 other types of turtles living in the sea or the watershed. Hawksbill, green camps, and olive ridley. The flatback and the loggerhead. These majestic creatures are endangered, so make sure to recycle your plastic bags, or else a sea turtle might mistake it for a jellyfish and eat it. And then it's a pause. teaches you about all these wonderful forms of fiction. If you're a fiction teacher, like, teach your kids with Skyrim. Teach the kids with Skyrim. I got a creative writing degree. That's all I have to say about that.
There was this one lab in my college where they would do like dark, I don't know, physics light tests, but you could also climb into it and then spin it around and then come out a different room and spook people. Yeah, it was great. My friend did that to me once and I was terrified.
Hang on, they did what?
So you've got a big thing and it's like a spinny around door, all right?
Okay.
And you can put something into it and then close the door and then it's like pure pitch black, okay?
Okay.
Or you could walk into the thing because it was big enough and then you could spin the door further around and you'd walk out a different room. So it was like a circle.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you'd spin it into either way, but
Like a
when
hidden
you
chamber.
don't know about it, then you're spooked. All right.
I don't want our faker to catch on.
Okay.
This could also be a ruse.
A ruse.
Everything we are saying is suspect.
Yeah.
Specifically was like, I'm not gonna do any more schooling because I don't want to get into research and that's all there is after this. And so I didn't, and now I work for Polygon and I spend about 2 weeks, every 2 weeks, deeply and intensely researching a new video game thing for a stupid YouTube series, and like, it's flashbacks. It's like, wow, I do all of this heavy research, but none of it is helping society.